building a table saw sled because I've always needed one, and I'm tired of using my miter gauge. So I built one. It's 24 inches across, 24 inches deep. I've got 2 red oak runners. They sit flush to the table saw inside the miter slots. Each runner has 4 countersunk screws into it. It slides pretty good. It's a little snug right here initially as you enter the area where you're going to be cutting, and then it eases up as the blade will pass right through the center. I did that on purpose so that it slows you down as you're trying to push into it, but then it eases along as you're making the final cut down through there. So again, my dimensions are 24 inches by 24 inches with 1/2 inch thick, and it's birch plywood. For the front and back of my sled, I've laminated 2 3/4 inch thick Baltic birch plywood. It creates an 1.5 inch thickness, which is what I want up here, and as well as the one back here. The front and back are actually going to be 1/4 inch short of the width of the table saw sled. I did that on purpose in the fact that I may decide to put some laminate right here, some real wood laminate, but I haven't decided for certain yet. But right now I've got the 2 blocks all taped together. That way I can cut them with a bandsaw. I've got a line here that I'm going to cut out, and it's going to sculpt this round so it's high in the center where the blade will pass through. It'll clear the thickness of the blade so the blade will not go all the way through. This will be lower so it's easier to grab onto, and it's just some simple little curves along here. But I'm going to cut it all in one swoop with the bandsaw, and then it'll be as simple as grabbing onto that. Now my thought here is what I'm going to do is I'm also going to put down some T-track in this perfectly level area right here on each side, so I can actually put some clamps on there if need be. So that's why I've got this perfectly straight for about 6 inches. It curves up and then curves this way. So we'll see how it all turns out once I get going. Safety always first. I've got my safety glasses on. I've lowered the bandsaw guard down so that it's closer to the height of the work material. That way there's less slack on it. I am actually using a blade that is made for, it's a little thicker than what I probably should be using on this because I use it for resawing, but this is also really thick materials, so I want to make sure that it's not going to bind up, but at the same time I probably will not be able to make these sharp curves right away, but that's fine. I'll just sand them down once I get it all cut out. I apologize if you can't hear. My dust collector is right here in the corner, but it's one of the few places I can stick it down here in my shop, so hopefully you'll be able to hear this and you'll take how I'm doing this a little bit. Alright, I'm going to start up my saw and start. So I've got one side done. Now I'm going to start cutting on the other side until I get down to the curve. So as you can see right here, it's pretty jagged where I cut back and forth on the bandsaw, since my blade is really too wide to make these cuts. That is as far as I'm going to be able to take it, but I did not go over the line, so I should be able to sand both sides down pretty smooth, so we'll see how that goes. My dust collection here may not be the best, but hopefully it'll suck up a lot of the dust that's flying off this as I begin to sand this down, sneak up on the line. So